Hey, how y'all doing? Let's do it to it. Okie dokie. Okay, if we play bishop h6, king takes h6, rook check. King back. So check. There, there. Check. So here, there, back, check. If here, queen takes, there, check. Takes. Yeah, I like this though. I think it's gonna work. Excuse me. So here. There. So if 9 takes there. Yeah, let's just take. Excuse me. Let's see if we check. Let's see if we take the queen, rook takes c7. Excuse me. Okay. Rook takes c7. Rook takes e5. Rook takes c2. Rook g5. Rook g2. Okay, that is about equal, but we do have a closer passed pawn. Huh. If we go G7, one second. to set this up really quick. Excuse me. This is puzzling me. I think that's right, yeah. Sure. Oops, right there. White to move. So let's take a look here. If this were played, we have actually queen check. Check. And then you lose material there because of that, so that doesn't work. There's this here. So king f5. The other alternate move is this. But then you could potentially walk into mate, so I actually like taking there, so let's go with that. Oh. Okay. A little better. A little better. Okay, let's we'll go over, I think there's a game that Jeremy Soman has in here, so we'll go over that in a little bit. Okay. We'll set up, because we gotta get back into our studies, we'll do one. We can't leave off our studies too much. This is a Jeremy Soman game. second. I'll read that just a second. Just one sec. Hold on, just let me make sure I got this right, then I'll read the comment. So, Jeremy Selman, perfect. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's see what. Have you read the book Strategies for Club Players? There's one for tournament players that I read. I forgot who the gentleman who wrote it. It's a pocket. It's the tournaments, like the training book. I forgot who the gentleman's name was who wrote it, but he's a like it has like tactics and strategies behind it for tournament players. I forgot the author's name. So, but I have a book very similar to that, but it's not. I don't think I've read the strategy for club players. No. So d4, d5, c4. Within? Maybe. If I got it, I probably have went over it if I've gotten it, but I have a couple books that we're starting. If I do have it in the library. Let's see, c6, e3, knight f6, knight c3. So this is a Queen's Gambit decline. Oh, it's a semi-Slav defense. Yeah, this can easily transpose into a French via something similar to this. This is like a French defense, but a really odd one. My teacher worked with me on it. That if they try to do the Queen's Gambit decline, yes. And that's how you transpose if you wanted to go into somewhat of a French, but it's actually more of a Slav defense at that point. Bishop d3, f5, castles. Now we've entered like a stone wall. It's kind of really interesting. This is more like a Slav stone wall setup, because usually with the stone wall you have a bishop on d5 or d6, and then you get a knight to e7, and you try to come in via that route to support this. And in the stone wall in the Dutch, it's all based on if black can control this and if white can control the e5, and if you can get as white the break e4 in, you're doing really good. So f3, what am I missing here? Okay, castles, bishop d6. There we go, so he's doing the stone wall. 95. Perfect. Castles. And by the way, this can be played here, this trades, but it actually is bad for black, because what's going on now is the good bishop of black has been traded off, and if you notice, this light squared bishop for black is actually a entombed piece, so it's not good to take. That's why black castle. and then f3. This goes back to our anti-knight setup. Knight takes, and then b takes. a6. This is so that potentially later on black can actually play b5 here. So a4 was played by Jeremy Silman. D takes c, bishop takes c, and then b5. This is trying to liberate the light squared bishop of black. A takes b, and then c takes b, bishop takes b. So we've actually won a pawn here. Queen c7. But you have to always think about what are you trying to accomplish? And black's gambiting a pawn to get his bishops activated. Otherwise, what would happen is Jeremy Silman's position would slowly squeeze black's position with that, so there's no air. So black had to gambit a pawn to get his position opened. But remember, everything has a cost. So knight a4, or bishop a4 here. This pawn is, the queen will be able to take on c3. So we got the pawn back, but at what cost though, right? Bishop d2 attacking the queen, queen c7, rook c1, queen e7, knight c4, bishop c7, queen b3, knight d7. Black's position's so muddled, I don't like it. Queen b4 attacking. Queen h4. And he played bishop d6 here. I know what you're thinking. Why not just grab this, right? The only problem is check here. Check. Check. Or you could play there. I don't think Jeremy Silman wanted to see anything like that. Oh, mate 3. Oh boy, I missed a mate 3. Ouch. Knight takes. Queen e7. So now he's still up a pawn. Yeah. White has a solid is a solid pawn ahead. However, the fact that there are very few pawns left on the board, plus the possibility of knight to d6, allows black to put up some serious resistance. At the moment, white threatens to take the knight, and he's also intending to play rook to e6, piling up on the remaining forces on black's position. Knight f6 was a mistake by Jeremy Silman's opponent. Folding, black had to grab the blockade, hope for the best. Basically, he should have played b6 check, king h1, and then knight to d6. But white maintains extremely good winning chances with queen to c3. h6, h3, rook c8, c7, queen e5, rook c8, and then bishop to a4. And he has pretty good winning chances still, so rook e6, queen b8, h3 to stop the in route here. And any some other mate ideas that potentially could have arisen out of that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I know what you're thinking. Why doesn't the rook just grab that, right? The problem is you have rook e8 double check checkmate. This one move undiscovers an attack onto the king with checkmating threats and looming. That's why rook h8 had to be played. And then h3 is a bit more accurate, but king h8, there's no longer a way to blockade the pawn, so it's rook d6, queen, if rook d6, queen to c5, forces the rook back. Because of here, there, and there's one move that's going to be being played. It's check here. So he's in a real pickle. And then d6. Any thought that black might have had of a successful blockades have just evaporated. The pawn on d6 is far too strong, and now the bishop, rook, and queen tandem is going to be way too much for black to handle, because what potentially could happen is actually winning here, or potentially even there, and having an in route here. A lot of powerhouse. h6, queen d3, rook b8, or b7 to attack the bishop, bishop c2, queen c8, queen f5, holding everything together. Now there's a trick of rook takes knight here, undiscovering attack onto the queen. This is actually a tactical trick. Queen g8 was played here. Rook b8 was the last chance to put up a fight, because what you're doing now is you can actually play this move here. And then if takes, there's really not much you can do now. Oh, b5. Oh, that was a problem. I thought it was b. I thought it, okay, b5 here. This is his last chance. The other one loses to that tactical threat. So potentially you have a check here. Okay, then it protects there, so you can't do that. So probably takes here, queen takes. Check. Queen, this actually loses because there's no way to stop the pawn. So the queen can't block. The knight's the only one that could block. I think perpetual would arise at that point. Yeah, Jeremy Someone's right. That is the only way to hold. Now d6, and basically it's game, set, and match. This is an exclam. Rook takes here, and I will stop for a second and give you an opportunity, if you're watching this live, to put in what you think the idea of the move is, what white's next move is. Or if you're watching this on like my YouTube channel, Chess Cruncher TV, you stop it and see what the move is, and then you can come back and join us. So I'll give you let's see, what time is it on this right here? I'll give you 30 seconds to solve it. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. If you said this move, you were spot on. That move wins on the spot. Queen, rook d5. Rook d8 fails to rook takes check. G takes. Queen to f6. Queen there. And takes. And the rest of the game doesn't need commenting on, so queen takes d5. Takes rook f8. Queen g8. Rook takes. King takes. f2. f7. King e3. King f6. King e4. g5. g3. This cuts off all that, so he can't enter. g6. Bishop d. So now h4 can be played. King f6. If you were thinking of this, then that could happen in we have to bring our king. I know this sounds like, why don't you come up here? Problem is, he can kind of start you know, it's consolidating after this here, and you don't want to do that. So f4 is the only way to hold, because then they can't play this move here. And then what you're doing is now the king has to move. So if the king moves here or here, doesn't matter, you move in, and now this is a one game because you're attacking there. So he has to keep these pawns in play. h4, king e6, bishop c2, king f6, g4, g5, and then h5, and this is gone, this is gone. So the only move that black can play, black resigned here, so we'll put a circle on it, and we'll do a couple lines and look at them. If he plays up there, we just come in. If he plays here, we check. If he comes in there, we come over, take, take, check, gotta be careful that you don't get you don't get stalemating. At this point, you can actually check, and then you're thinking one move away from stalemate. No, you check here, it comes up, and then you mate. So that's That's if he plays back here. That's if he plays g7. So if he comes up here, we come over here. We just come up. Now you don't want to sillily play this move here. This would be stalemate and it would be sad, and your opponent would be happy if you played here. So no, 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 do not play g6. Take one step back and play bishop c2. And now you give your opponent a flight square, and then you move the king in. Otherwise, I'll show you what would have happened if you played here. It would have been game, set, match, because this is taken away, this is taken away, this is taken away. It would have been a stalemate. This would have been a double question mark blunder. It would have been a losing move. This right here is an exclam. It's probably not an exclam, but I'll give it an exclam mark. It's because you had patience and you understood the principle. Just give your opponent enough room and you're going to win. So there, and you come in, and now your opponent would end up resigning because they only have two moves to go back and forth to. First you take here, and then you would take here, and then potentially if you wanted to you could retreat your king back here and get these pawns rolling, or you can come up here with your king to these 2 points and still get the same type of setup. But it's just all based on your setup. So we'll stop right here for the night, and we have to go back over the game that the puzzles that we didn't get right, and then that I'm gonna call to do. So let's take a look at this one here. Can't take that there. So you take here, take there, and then you take here. And we found out that what would happen is they'd have to come up here. Actually, can't come up there. They have to come up here, queen there, king over, check, and then king back, and then you pick up the queen using a skewer. Okay. I wanted to thank you all for logging on, participating. I'm getting better. My voice is just starting to have a slight problem, so we got to do a couple puzzles, two puzzles, and well, let me see. Can we try a puzzle battle? Nah, I think we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow when I have a little more energy on board. But I wanted to thank you for logging on, participating. Thank you for that book recommendation. I will look into that and see about that. Maybe I'll probably add that to my collection to look at, because you know what, I'm always open to learning new things on that. So gotta continue every day to learn something new. That's what I learned. And excuse me. What we have to do is to treasure our victories, learn from our losses, and remember that mistakes do not define who you are. It's how you handle the mistake that defines who you are as a chess player and a like just basically in life. That's what I should say, chess player. Because I remember what Gary Kasparov said about he had the book How Chess Imitates Life or Life Imitates Chess. I may have said it inversely, but it truly is chess. Everything in chess does affect how you think in life, and life does affect your chess. Because if you bring in, as I like to say, stuff before the game, it's going to affect you. But if you leave it at the door and then play your game, you can't but win. And that's what Bruce Lee was talking about. Take what you know and apply it and be willing to do something with it. Remember, though, that it comes down to a critical decision. And the critical decision in life is choices. And the choice to receive the Lord Jesus, Lord and Savior of your life, is a vital choice that we all must one day have to make. Whom will you serve? Eternity is a long time. So just think about it, my friends, please. And you know what? I think I already quoted the verse, the thing of Tom Thumb Thumb. Treasure your victories. I just like it. I'll say it a second time. Learn from your losses and remember that mistakes do not define who you are. It's how you handle the mistake that defines who you are as a chess player and a person in life and every walk. It doesn't matter how do you handle a mistake. But in the end, what we do when we make mistakes as Team Chess Cruncher, we have our motto of hanging up our coats, hanging up our hats, sitting down and studying when most won't. Team Chess Cruncher does, and that makes all the difference, my friends. Truly it does. And as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening. And Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. We'll keep pushing forward, moving onward and upward, and improving our tactics and doing some more Jeremy Stillman. I'm so happy to be back studying again. Remember what Hannibal Smith said? Even inside of a random position, my friends, there's always a plan. And when you find it and you get to implement what you've learned in chess and in life, you get to say, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, 2 thumbs up, hoorah, be blessed. Go Team Chess Cruncher, great job. Keep pushing forward and having fun and honoring the Lord Jesus always. Bye bye, Team Chess Cruncher, hoorah. I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed. Bye bye.